Today we're going to learn about how to make functions. So, what is a function? What if we want to write code to create a chocolate chip cookie? Because who doesn't want code to make chocolate chip cookies? So, this code would have a lot of steps like creating the dough, adding chocolate chips, heat it in the oven. But what if we want to make more cookies throughout our program? Instead of rewriting all of that code, we can make a function that stores all of this code and we can call it whenever we want to make a cookie. Therefore, we could call this function, for example, 8 times to make 8 delicious chocolate chip cookies. So as you can see, I have my function here to create cookie. I ensure that this function has all the desired steps to make my cookie, such as making the cookie dough, adding chocolate chips, placing my cookie in the oven, waiting a bit, and then removing my cookie from the oven. And this will have one completed chocolate chip cookie. So creating this function, I can just call one block of code that has all of these steps. So that to create cookie function here, it makes it just one, it takes this chunk of code, it makes it just one block I can run again and again throughout my program. So what's really great about this is often, all this code, it takes a lot of space to make cookie dough, add chocolate chips, place an oven. And if I wanted to make 8 cookies, calling that again and again would take so much space and make your code more and more confusing to read. So by being able to compress it all into just one block, your code will be more readable and just shorter and easier to use in general. So let's try creating some functions with the virtual robot simulator. First, I'm just going to make it a bit bigger so we can see everything better. Then let's go to the functions category. So to get your functions, first you need these outer boxes here called to do something right now. I'm going to make 2 functions. Let me grab another. Okay, so my first function is going to be to go forward. And my other function is going to be to turn right. Notice that I capitalized the right. That's actually called camel case, where you have the first word being lowercase and all subsequent words being capital. That's one of the formats coders use since you have to have no spaces in the name. So I just put all my code to go forward, which comes when you initialize it, just in the forward function. So the wheels are going to be set to power 1. You're going to display telemetry driving forward, wait a second, and then stop. So I'm going to then move some of this code into turn right and adjust it to make it so the robot actually turns right in this function. So firstly, we got to just fix the telemetry. So instead of driving forward, it right now should be turning right. And then we got to add the stop too. First, we have to update our telemetry. Now we'll wait a period of time for the turn to occur. And we will finally stop to ensure our robot doesn't continually turn forever. And now we have to make sure that one of the wheels has a power and one doesn't. So we want it to turn right. So the left wheel should keep having a power and the right wheel shouldn't move. So the robot does a right turn. And I think 470 milliseconds might be a 90-degree turn. We can adjust this as needed because I want it to be more or less 90 degrees. And now to access our functions, you can just go to the Functions tab, and you can see forward and turn right are right there. It's just a piece of code. So I'm going to add forward and turn right to our run out mode, and let's see what happens. As you can see, the robot goes forward and turns right just like we wanted. I'm going to make it turn right a little bit more because I want it to go a bit further right in its turn. So let's go 500 milliseconds. And now let's add even more of our function into it. So we're going to go forward again after we turn right. And actually, let's go turn right twice to try to make it go back towards the wall. So start program. And there we go. It went forward, it turned right again, then went forward again, back to the wall. Let's try making a square-like shape. So we'd go forward, turn right, go forward, turn right, go forward. Then we'd turn right again. And finally need to go forward one more time. Let's run this. Here we go. We got a square-like shape. Woo! So pretty much it just took our functions that we made, we placed them into the code as these individual blocks, because all of this code, these chunks of code we place into our functions can just be compressed into one single block. Then we just place it here, our forward, turn right, forward, turn right, forward, turn right. And there we go. We have a complete, these functions are actually utilized in our code to make it so much easier. Like imagine if we had all these separate pieces actually in the code. It would be so long and difficult to read. But here, with having the code saved into these individual functions and chunked into just one block, it makes our code so much more readable and so much shorter. Thank you for listening.